Hi, this is attempt of the explaining to Wednesday of the lecture Express API CRUD subject is basically is using a API Express and then Mongoose. Okay, first of all, what's happening here is that um, we start with creating a folder and file with whatever the name and underscore API and then server.js. Server.js is where we store everything, the central point of everything. Later on, this it shows here server.js is the file that we're going to be using, and everything else is going to be falling just to the center. And then next we're going to do npm init. npm init will create a index. Npm init will create a JSON file, and inside a JSON file, we can change the index.js to server.js. So server.js can be a central file that we can go in. So by default, it does that. It does say index.js, but we're gonna switch to server.js. Third, we're gonna do install express. So basically, in the terminal, we're gonna type install express, and we're going to be using this express to connect everything else within the file, and that's the whole purpose of index. Basically, using the API, express is make you able to connect the outside of the main file. And then fourth, we're going to add code in the server.js. The code is going to be in our documentation, so we just copy and paste. And there are a few things that it probably shows here mainly. But what we did here is a tiny API. This was for the test, just for testing only. So mainly in a server.js, it has a Express required by Express because we installed Express, and app Express is when the Express is invoked, parentheses, that's app, and then we get app.get, and app.listen is probably starting point. So in that way, app.listens basically is creating connecting to the port 4741, and then app.get is basically outputting hello world. So instead of hello world, we're gonna probably be using different data to output this. So that's what's happening. So the code is in the server.js, and then we can test it by run at the terminal node server.js, and then it's gonna we can do after this we can do curl http localhost 4741, or in the browser we can just type this address in. So there's a two-way to output through the node server.js. But better yet, you can actually do node mon, which is stand for node monitor, and basically we do install a node mon, and then we can use node mon instead of node, because node mon is always continuously updating. Instead of a node, you have to kill it and then start it again to continue to see a continuous change. So node mon is what we're going to be using instead of node server node instead of running the node. So this is the tiny API example, and once we're making another one just like that, but different at the same time. Of course, I compare to the book API server.js, tiny API server.js. Of course, this is a little more complex. So we're of course creating con express require express, which is here. Const express require express. They are same here. And then const app express parentheses and const app express parentheses. They are same here. And then last, app.listen 4741, app.listen 4741. So they're exactly same. So we're implementing this. These are the structures. But where is app.get, request and response, and request send, response send, hello world. Now this gets a little more complicated here, and over here we're gonna be using two different way to basically output. um, app.use, Express.json, and the details are in our solution. So you can probably read one of it, read them. It's kind of like request data available in request body, and it's a little more details, but the basic structures that I'm trying to explain. Uh, we can use the request logger, which is the middleware. Um, app.use book routes. So this is actually takes the whole um, file from somewhere else. So it's going to be taking router get, index, show, create. For now, it's going to be only 3. And then Thursday, we're going to be doing index, show, create, destroy, update, and all that more, little more details. But this is for the smaller frame. Okay, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4. The output, the listening, and the showing the what's Express is doing, what you need to require, and then this one doesn't do Mongoose, but this one uses Mongoose because we're going to be going through the book routes, so that's why it's been using it. Of course, middleware is going to be using it, so that's also different. Error handler, so it's going to also deal with error handler. So there's a lot of extra features in this one versus Tiny API. And all these error handlers and middlewares, they're each own, but of course the require routes, book routes require, this gets a little more complex because they're the main output, and that's coming from this file. This file divides by, right, for now it's only 3, index, show, create, and then constant books. Right now we hard-coded this books, 1, 2, 3 books. But of course, Thursday we're gonna be instead of hard coding it, we're gonna be also receiving the input like update. But at this point, we're gonna be hard coding dictionary, Webster, encyclopedia, and clean code, and then we're gonna be showing index, show, and then create as well. But this is so far how I understood. I hope this makes sense. I'm sure the instructor explained it just as well, but I wanted to kind of more visualize explanation within the 3 pages. So hopefully it's helped. Well, thank you for watching.